PTE Labs, the magical PTE Studies Center.
Hi everyone. Okay, great. So today I'm showing you this video just to show you the new improvements within our tool. So this is something that we have been waiting since a long time. So we had many complaints from students that used to see the performance previously as a chart, but they can't see it anymore. We heard all these stories, but now here you go. So we have implemented our dashboard in a much better way than how it used to be. So basically, with the new dashboard option that you would be able to see your performance and then what you need to achieve, and then depending on your improvement you can actually see your success, so you can have a very good judgment about your improvements within the tool, within your practice environments itself. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to introduce you these new upgrades within the tool. So if when you go to the speaking section, let's go to one of those questions, let's say read aloud. Okay, so what you are about to see here, this is your dashboard here. So basically it has shown you the basic instruction in here. So you must complete at least first 200 questions to activate the intensive training platform. That that after you participate in this stage 1 classes, then you need to practice at least 200 questions of from read aloud before you participate and submit your assignments in this intensive training environment. Okay, so so that instruction has mentioned in here, and also as you do your practices, it shows you what sort of a scoring that you are achieving with each of those questions, that you can see your improvement. Okay, you can see your improvements where you don't perform and where you are performing actually. And within the instruction, it has also given you need to achieve 60% average in standard scoring to eligible to take the assignment in the intensive training. And so before you, prior to submitting that assignment in the intensive training environment, so you must prove your abilities in here. So you must achieve at least 60% average standard scoring, and you must have completed at least 200 questions. And if you are reviewed by a teacher, then you must practice another 200 to get another review. So after you complete your first 200 questions, and once you have achieved your 60% average score, then you are eligible to undertake your assignment in the intensive training environment. Then you can submit that to the teacher, so the teacher will review that and provide you his feedback. So how are you going to see your average scoring? You don't have to calculate again here. If you scroll down, see that you can see how many the number of questions that you have attempted so far. So out of 155, you have attempted 7 questions so far. And then you can see your current performance. You are still at 52%. So you can see here at this start, you usually start with a low score, 40s, 30s, 50s, but then eventually you achieve your score, but it will take time for you to achieve this scoring. Okay, so it will take time because it averages. So basically once you perform with a higher score repeatedly with the the number of questions that you attend, then obviously you can achieve this requirement. And I'll always show you how many questions that you have completed so far within the first 200 questionnaires, and also it shows you how many questions that you need to perform to be eligible for the intensive training environment. Okay, so this is your dashboard. And if I go to another question in here, let's go to repeat sentences. Okay, so basically the same thing, but some parts of that dashboard are not relevant to that, some of the questions. So say you can see how many questions that you need to attend, and then how many questions that you have completed so far, and what sort of achievements that you have achieved. So anyway, so I haven't performed in any of those questions. That's why you see this empty. And if I go to another question, let's see if this is the first time that you are using this tool after this upgrade to the tool. So basically, if you go to so I haven't attended any of those questions. See, if I go to some questionnaire that I haven't attended after doing this upgrade in the tool. So let's say if I go to reading and writing, fill in the blanks. So what you're going to see here. So basically start practicing. Why? So at the moment, the tool don't have anything to give you any sort of a scoring. But if I start practicing, and then I'm going to select, some random I'm just only going to select the first one. I may get everything wrong. Yeah, so you see my scoring, and then I go next. And then what I do is basically I go back to the same module from here, reading and writing, fill in the blanks. See now you see your performance. See, it's because you have attempted the first question, and now you can see basically for the tool to do some evaluation based on your scoring, it need to have some history. So basically, when you first attend any of those questions after this release, you won't see anything. But then after you attend few questions, then you're going to see your dashboard. Okay, so here you go with your now you can use this dashboard for your practices to understand where you are at the moment in the program. And apart from that, I'll show you another video. Apart from these usual practices that you undertake within this program, in the listening module, especially in the listening module, uh, that fill in the blanks and write from dictation, there are some important practices that you need to do. Okay, so now you can do your important practices for those two listening modules in your intensive training environment. So let's see how we can achieve that. So in the intensive training environment, under the assignments, now you can see fill in the blanks and write from dictation. Okay, so you can do the necessary practices for filling the blanks and write from dictation. For that for the fill in the blanks, you need to do your dictation. So you need to practice your spellings. And for the write from dictation, you need to practice for your top secret 200 write from dictation. So if you go to your normal listening module, write from dictation, there you see all the possible write from dictation questionnaires. But if you go to the write from dictation module in intensive training environment, you're only going to get to see the first top secret 200 write from dictation questionnaires. So let's see what we need to do in this environment for your practices. So when you go to that fill in the blanks practices in intensive training environment, basically you hear the words and then you need to type them. Okay, so once you type the first 20 words, so after you hear the first word, you will be given 4 seconds to type the word to with the correct spellings. And then once it it will continuously play the first 20 videos, like first 20 words like that. And then you can see your performance, where you got it wrong and where you got it right. And then you can proceed. Then you hear the next 20 words. Again, for the next 20 words, you can see your performance after you complete them. So like that, progressively, you can practice your dictation in this environment. So now we have facilitated that environment for you to do your dictation practices for your fill in the blanks questions in listening. And then for the next module, your top secret 200 dictations. So like how you do the normal practices in your write from dictation practices in your normal listening module, when you do the same practice in the intensive training environment, you will only get to see the top secret 200 write from dictation questionnaires. So the same thing. So when you get in there, you hear the sentence and you need to type it. So let's see. So basically you hear the sentence and then you can, try your performance in here, and then you can submit and see the outcome. Okay, so let's see one of these demonstrations. Okay, then you check it and then you see your performance. So basically the tool shows you your achievement. So because the dash is missing, that's why it's 98%. So basically, so in this environment, when you do the practices for your write from dictation, you would be practicing those top secret 200 write from dictations. If you do the same practice in the normal listening module of the tool, that means you are practicing the entire write from dictation module. But when you do that same practices in the intensive training environment, that means you are practicing the top secret 200 questionnaires. So as you can see here, that number goes up to 200. Okay, guys, so now we have facilitated with all these facilities for you to do, all the required practices. So good luck with your studies. And I think with the dashboard, now you can see where your performance are. And after you complete your stage 1 speaking class, now you can understand, what you need to do before you participate in the stage 2 speaking class, specifically for the speaking. So you need to complete the first 200, first 200 read aloud questionnaires, and then you can, then you will become eligible for the intensive training environment assignment for the read aloud question. If you have completed that's first 200 questions, and if you have also achieved at least 60% average, so then use all these facilities to do your practices. So basically, good luck with your studies. I believe this new upgrade with the tool is going to help you massively for your trainings. Thank you for listening. Good luck with your studies.
PTE Labs, the magical PTE Studies Center.